Oppa Gundam style. Welcome back to WoW, Cool Robot. I am your host as always, Dan. I use he, him, they, them pronouns.
I'm Yuria. I use she, her.
And I'm Max, and I use he, him pronouns. And we did it!
Yeah.
We did it!
We're at the end of the road. We built and we fought.
Yeah, we built all right. Like I said in the chat, I finally finished my build strike real grade.
What a perfect day. We've come full circle. This episode, dear listener, you know this. You've listened to all of these so far. How it's gonna work. First bit, we'll just be talking about the show, what we like, what we didn't like, just kind of going over just over general thoughts. In the middle, we will take a break from discussion, and I will pull up my tier maker, because I've made a tier list of every notable original Gunpla in this show. Mm-hmm. We'll rank them, and we'll give our podcast sanctioned opinions on which ones are good and which ones are terrible. And lastly, after we get through that, we will go into our mailbag, where our listeners have sent us some very fun questions to talk about. So we're just chilling today. We're not watching anything. I can only assume, if you're listening to this, you've probably watched all of the shows, so you're kind of caught up on where we're at. Mm-hmm. So I guess the first question I have for us is, did we like it?
Yeah, it was real good.
It was a very enjoyable show, yes.
Yeah, I think that it had to have, exploded in popularity when it was, running, right? I mean, Gunpla kind of helped save Gundam back in, the early 80s. So the fact that it took them kind of this long, 30-something years to kind of, get to this point where they make a show about the Gunpla itself, it feels like they definitely could have done that sooner, but them having finally made a show about Gunpla instead of Gundam, and it being this enjoyable right out the gate without them having to take several tries at making the show, I'm really impressed by it.
Yeah, that first fight you see between the Gian and the Wing Gundam is wow.
Yeah, this is I mean, ultimately I think the true strength of Gundam Build Fighters is that it's basically a card game anime or some other children's toy anime where the bonds of friendship are tested over competitions involving, some sort of toy.
Right. This is the kind of show that I feel like could have had a very, let's say, interesting kind of, American English dub if it came out 10 years earlier.
It does have an interesting American English dub, but not in that way.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I was very, very impressed with it. And again, a lot of it could be, this is the first Gunpla show I've done since I started this podcast, and everything has been, about Gundam shows. So to kind of take a break from those very, generally more serious themes, I guess G Gundam was kind of a break. But again, I feel like this show in certain ways is sort of a successor to G Gundam in terms of getting a little more silly with it and still having really cool moments, but I feel like it takes a fundamentally different approach to Gundam. And I don't know, it's very refreshing knowing that these kinds of shows exist within the franchise in addition to the ones that tell you that war is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it just, I don't know. I really like pretty much every part about it. The music is really great. There's really fun soundtrack bits. The characters are very fun. I like that they do a good job, I think, adding to building the roster of characters in this show. Because, we have Sei and Reiji. They're the main boys. And, I guess it kind of takes the idea of a Gundam team. And instead of them all being teammates, they're kind of more friendly rivals. So you still see their competition all the time, and they're not explicitly allied with each other. But they kind of use the framework of a sports anime to sort of solve the problem of having this whole cast of protagonists when really it's just they're all kind of aiming for the same goal, and they just get to be rivals for each other instead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we have Mao, who he's definitely I think Mao's a little more one note than a lot of the other characters are.
Yeah. His thing is, well, his things are big lasers and caring a lot about a girl.
yeah, like he has his sort of Gunpla Shingyo school. That's like a lot of where his development comes in. But again,
Yeah.
the development in this show for almost everyone kind of boils down to Gunpla is fun. There's not a whole lot there.
It's
I
kind
kinda
of the
wish-
central theme, yeah.
Kind of wish they built up more on Mal's whole thing of being a rival builder to say.
Right, yeah, because that he's introduced as the kind of the best builder in this tournament. I mean, with Kawaguchi being the best fighter. But yeah, like I feel like of all of the main cast, Mao is kind of the one we get the least about, which is fine. He's kind of, he's definitely more leaning into the comedy relief of the show a little bit, even if most of his jokes are being sad that Misaki won't notice him. Or more likely being turned down because he's, too forward. Then we have my beloved, the Italian dandy, Riccardo Fellini.
Oh, love that guy. He's got a great gimmick. He's a very fun character. You could very much see him in like any other sort of like Gundam anime, I think.
He strikes me as kind of the most Yu-Gi-Oh-esque character in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, him being, an adult when everyone else was kind of kids, like, it's definitely, he tries to play more of a mentor role. And I mean, I guess you have Raul, but I wouldn't say Raul's necessarily part of, like, the main cast, because he's not, like, actually fighting most of the time, but, like...
He's the team dad.
Yeah, exactly. He's the one who drives them everywhere. But with Fellini, it's like, he gets to be, like, this adult character, and, like, he's, like, hanging out with Kirara a lot and drinking on TV, which is something I was surprised to see. But I don't know. I like that he is like this kind of different presence, and I guess he's sort of probably there to also help represent a lot of like the adult Gunpla fans who still want to visualize themselves being able to do this, building and fighting and entering these tournaments, even though it's kind of like a kid's hobby when it kind of boils down to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The adult characters, both him and Raul, really do like speak to like the older audiences.
Because people say he's the main character, but he's as relatable to me, I think, as like pretty much every other shonen protagonist is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's exceptions, but he definitely is the main character, and I just see him like, yeah, he's like the enthusiastic, never give up kind of tenacious guy, and that's a lot of mostly what he is still.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess sort of puts him on the level of Mao, but with this kind of show, I don't expect the protagonist to really get a ton of development in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's also the main characters, and I talked about Reiji though. It's interesting that this show, like, this is an isekai show, but the person getting isekai is not the main character. Well, I guess, I mean, okay. I guess he's like, what, deuteragonist is the term when there's two, or deuteragonists? Yeah, whatever. Sei and Reiji are the two main characters, but like, I would say Sei is more the POV character than Reiji is between the two.
Yeah. He's like the normal kid, the kid who likes Gunpla.
And
he's nice.
That's a nice little twist on the isekai formula, where the point of view character isn't the one isekai, but you have the character who tells them all this stuff to get everyone caught up on.
Very reverse isekai.
It is a reverse isekai, because it's like, we know Reiji is explicitly from like a different planet or whatever, but like, that's honestly barely the focus of the show. And he's not like actively searching for a way back either. Like, he's kind of like isekai by choice, because like, he warps away. Like, he definitely goes back to his planet a couple times throughout the show, because he can just use the Arista to do that. And I mean, he warps to Sei using that, so it's like, he's not like really stranded there, but it's just a very fun way to like, add whimsy and add, just like more of a sense of wonder, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like, looking at how they kind of chose to explain how the Gunpla work, like, oh, it's the Plavsky particles. I guess in the sort of ONA prologue thing we watched before this, they just sort of set their Gunpla on and they wear like, is it like VR kind of thing for that? I barely remember at this point.
It was like a big VR pod.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was the pod, that's right.
Yeah. To simulate being in a cockpit.
Right. And I think part of the choice of the why Plavsky particles exist in this is to I feel like it'd be less exciting if like everyone was just in a pod the whole time when they were controlling the Gunpla. Like every battle, they got to suit up and they got to get in the pod, but like them being able to walk up to the arena and like, people see this happening as they're standing there controlling them, I feel like is definitely a more interesting choice. So, the fantasy elements, at least for me, definitely work in the fiction of the show. And then, you can have the Plavsky particles also be there to kind of bring in sort of the, more space magic angle of Gundam that is sometimes there with new types.
Yeah, it's it's very interesting how it's like how like this does ostensibly seem to be like a fantasy dimension, but the way people over in our world have taken it is more of like a sci-fi angle,
right?
Indistinguishable and magic technology and all that.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like it's science fantasy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess you have Isla as sort of part of the main cast too. I mean, she's like an antagonist for most of the entirety of the show, but like in the end, she comes around because she's been hanging out with Reiji so much, and she's fun. And I really like that she is that sort of stand-in character for new types, I guess. Like she has the embody system, and there's always some sort of it's either like I don't want to say cognitive, it's like a psychological or technological edge that like characters will have that kind of sets them apart, new types. Alive and Yana from Iron Blooded Orphans, Zero System from Wing, what have you. So having hers be this sort of like neural link that like overloads and takes over the body when it's used is another like that's kind of a scary angle, and sort of does seem to me like more of a precursor to the Alive and Yana system in Iron Blooded Orphans. That's just like actively like will kind of control and take over your body in a decently creepy way.
Mm-hmm.
But she's nice, even though her gunpla is fine. Again, a lot of fun characters. I mean, like, she definitely, I feel like, has a lot more development than most, right?
Yeah, the stuff that happens with, like, her building a rapport with Reiji while, like, sneaking away from her gunpla battle fortress. Those are all, like, really fun, like, it's some fun like character stuff,
Yeah, like and then you got Tatsuya Yuki. We have our Char clone. Every show needs its Char clone, and it's just like they do a lot of things with how Yuki works as a Char clone that I really really like. One, it being very obvious that everyone knows who he is, which wasn't really a thing in the first Gundam show because like. They know of Char Aznable, but like not a single person outside of Zeon knew who Casfel Rem Daikun is. But like everyone, afterwards, Zeta Gundam hits Quattro Brigina. Literally everyone on Earth knows that he's Char, and no one really brings it up. So the fact that like everyone knows who Yuki is, like he put on the glasses, he's like, I'm not Tatsuyuki, I'm the Meichin Kawaguchi III. And of course, he has all of Char's Gundams in his Gunpla. Got that nice kind of like salmon color scheme going on. He is a tremendously fun Char clone, I think. He gets flamenco when he has flamenco when he gets to do his cool things.
Yeah.
You really can't beat that.
Yeah, he's fun. It's neat how like, how weird it is like when you like first see him under that identity and he seems to have done like a complete character 180.
Yeah. It's kayfabe. He's good at it. I mean, he's no Boris, but
Gunpla really needs a wrestling league.
Honestly, yeah. I'm honest. I'm kind of hoping that it sort of turns into that in the later Gunpla series. Build Fighters Try. I mean, I don't know if it's just about like the next tournament and it's a sequel, but like, I want that kind of like melodramatic action in these kinds of shows. I think that would just be very good for it.
I don't remember Try as well. All I know is that it's like a couple years later, and they're all like they're like older teens now, and
it's about like the next generation.
Try has some of my favorite mobile suits. I have both the Try and Kamiki Burning Gundam and the Star Winning Gundam, which are just Fantastic little suits.
I think is Tri where the Lightning Zeta shows up.
Yes, it's one of the 3 main suits in the end.
I love the Lightning Zeta. It's cool. I mean, any kind of Zeta I'm into, but like that's my favorite Gundam. Period. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued to see where Tri goes, how it's able to differentiate itself from Build Fighters, because like the benefit of this show being only 25 episodes instead of the Gundam's usual 50-ish is that, more concise story. Great. You don't need to have this kind of like months long, going between space and Earth and the moon. Like, no, this is a story that takes place over like, I guess, a couple of weeks and in like kind of one location, and they're not like traveling that much. Like, so it's able to, you can tell the story in a short amount of time. And I think it helps not to get like burned out on, the combat. Cause like, in Gundam shows, I feel like you get a lot of bits where like there just really isn't much action going on, and which is fine because it's Gundam, so you want them to talk and exposit about space capitalism. But with this kind of show structure, I feel like you need to have a battle every episode. It's a lot more like formulaic, I'd say.
Yeah,
not necessarily to like the show's detriment, but again, it's a show that feels. It's like trying to like bring Gundam to a more widespread audience because this is the kind of show that more people could get into.
Yeah, it's a more family-friendly Gundam.
Yeah, just don't watch the ONA.
Yeah, don't watch that. The rest is fine.
It's
Wait
a family-friendly
Gundam.
Except for the other parts.
Plus, the series does have like a ton of shoutouts to the entire Gundam meta. So.
Yes. Oh, there is so much to find. Just like everyone walking around in the background, like all of the people who are, supposedly in Gundam heaven. There's just a lot to like. It's a show for everyone, and they're casting a very wide net. But like, I think on the whole, I like to imagine. To me, I say that they nailed it.
Yeah. I kind of wish they had done a bit more with the Gundam heaven thing, but also I kind of wish there were more cameos. Maybe it's just, like, there are more and I just haven't noticed them, but, like, it would be fun to, like, see, like the whole, like, pre-finale, fair thing.
Yeah,
it's just,
festival.
Like, wall-to-wall cameos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we got a lot of that earlier in the show, because chances are, if they're fighting an opponent in the show and it's not one of like the 5 main rival cast members, it's going to be a reference to someone else. The one that I remember is it's like someone using a Wing Zero Gundam, and it's the person piloting it looks like Hiro Yui from Wing, but just blonde instead. He bleached his hair, but I think he's still wearing the green tank top.
Still can't believe I missed the part of Lauren was in there, but in Laura as Laura apparently.
Oh, damn.
Well, I gotta rewatch this series. Be right back.
Yep. Rewatch this, rewatch Turn A. There you go. You'll never run out of media. Yeah, no, it's like what we need is the like the George Lucas director's cut 20 years later. So like after every Gundam series, they recut it and they'll just draw a new cameo throughout the series. In 20 years' time, you can't see half the episode because like. Mikazuki August from Iron Blood Orphans walking in front of the camera in this one shot.
Yeah.
Look, it's Suletta Mercury, my friend.
She's here. No, well, we need a Gundam Build Fighter squad, clearly. I guess that's divers, right. But,
yeah, we skipped Gundam Build Fighters Duo. That's gonna be like the sequel they make, the interquel between 1 and Tri.
Oh, that's Jim's counterattack, though.
Shit! Yeah. Oh my god, that literally is.
Gundam Build Fighters Quint.
We found it.
We found it. Yeah. It's Gundam Build Fighters Gundam Build Fighters Duo, Gundam Build Fighters Trays. Or no, Troa. Strays is 13. Fuck. Gundam Wing has a lot of weird number character names, doesn't it? I guess kind of like overall for me in my ranking of Gundam shows on a scale of like S to D. I don't really anticipate disliking anything in Gundam. To put it in D tier, we'll see. I haven't put anything in there yet in my mind, but I would say this is definitely like a low A for me.
Yeah, definitely an A or maybe a B if I I can't really speak as like a Gundam fan, but I enjoyed this anime.
Sure. Yeah, in terms of like anime you watch, we can say.
Yeah.
I put it at a mid-A. I wish Gunpla were real.
I looking at my desk covered in plastic robot parts. Damn, I do too.
I can say that both as the joke, dang, I wish Italy were real, and as the, dang, I wish this actually did move like real.
Yeah, what if there was like a Gunpla tournament where you could make your Gundams real?
What if we filled Italy with enough plastic particles to make the boot kick something? It'll kick Cyprus out of the Mediterranean. I mean, I think, isn't that a thing that they're doing? Hold on. Scanning Gunpla battle. This is I swear I read this headline. Okay, this is from the Gundam Info website. So this is legit. This is an article from February of 2022. This is like kind of announcing this thing. That the article is called "The First Step Towards Real Gunpla Battles: Road to Gunpla Battle Test Scan Event Volume 1" being held at Gundam Factory Yokohama. So this was a thing where it was possible to. It's like they're starting this project essentially to be able to scan your Gunpla and put it in. Now, being, I wouldn't even say pessimistic about technology. I think just, having a realistic eye towards how technology works these days. This is the kind of thing that I don't imagine ever really working beyond, I made like, it can only recognize just straight built kits without no kit bashes or anything, no paint jobs. Just like, I bought the Gundam Astaroth or whatever the fuck it's called, and I built it straight, and I can scan it in because I haven't done anything to it. And it's like, oh, cool, you can use this Gundam in whatever this game is then. I don't know if it'd really go beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
But it could, hey, 5 years, 10 years time, maybe I'll be able to scan my beloved Lobster Sun Nightingale into a game.
I mean, at the same time, if it does go beyond that, it's going to also detect, oh, look at that nub mark you did not trim down on.
Oh, yeah.
You lose some speed.
It gives you a performance rating debuff because you didn't panel line the right way, or you didn't apply enough stickers.
Here's a question. If you trim down the horns on a high grade so that they're sharp, is that going to benefit you, or
that's when the Gundam referees come and arrest you because it's an illegal modification.
Yeah.
It's too sharp and dangerous. You can't bring it to a tournament.
Yeah,
you're not allowed.
You're gonna gore your opponent.
Even though you definitely have decently sharp V-fins on real grades.
Oh yeah.
It's only high grades though.
Poking my build strikes horns right now.
Ooh,
sharp.
I'm trying to think I'm looking at my shelf what like the sharpest thing I have on there is. It's probably real grade. I mean, generally, they're small and pointy. I've definitely like kind of like accidentally poked myself like under a nail or something putting a V-fin together. Yeah, okay, I'm looking at my Destiny Gundam. That might be the sharpest. Which is also just kind of a result of being a design from Seed, but
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's good. That's good. I like, show's good. You get the gist of it by now, dear listener. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pray this fucking works because I hate Discord. I'm going to share my screen, go live. Don't fuck with me on this Discord.
Uh-huh.
And I am sharing my desktop screen, my browser.
I see the tier screen.
Oh, you can see them. Tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
So I have here, and this will be linked in the show description as always, I have a tier list of pretty much every notable Gundam, or Gunpla from the show, I guess. I didn't put a couple things on here, like that F91 that's just an F91 but red, and that one tall geese that's listed as its own like special variant, but it's just a tall geese that has like a couple more thrusters in the backpack that you can't tell because it's like painted in black and green camo.
Mm-hmm.
But this is pretty much everything. Every new thing they designed for Gundam Build Fighters and Gunpla Battle, whatever it was called, the original ONA, and Jim's Counterattack. So we got all these things, and I have them arranged in chronological order from when we would have seen them. So this first one on here is the beginning Gundam. I'll pull up an image here. This is the main kind of suit from that first ONA we watched.
Yeah.
How do we feel?
I would say this. I look and I say, yeah, that sure is a Gundam. Maybe a B tier.
It's very triangular.
It's It's got a big chunk in the middle, some big chunks in the middle. It's got.
It does have a big chunk.
I
there.
do like the weird hold a bunch of swords in one hand thing. I guess.
Right, yeah, right. That's that, and like the holographic V fin, I think, are the two coolest things about it.
That is keeping me from ranking it as a C.
Yeah, I think B tier for now. Just middle of the road. That is a good Gundam. Next up, my Chrome is at yellow. I need to update that soon. We have the Forever Gundam. This is something that was designed by Kunio Okawara, so you can tell it looks very original. It looks like the original RX-78 with a bunch of blue armor on it and some weird shit on the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see the what's it called? Chromium armor or whatever on the Alex what that's trying to invoke.
Okay, a little bit. I definitely like the Chobam armor a little bit more than this, but I really don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it could also be the art making it not look great, but
part of it really is just the RX-78 style head just not looking good in these portraits.
It's the posing. It's too stiff and very blocky and rough.
Yeah, the RX-78 head really feels separate from the rest of the robot.
Yeah. Even if it had blue accents on the head instead of red, it might look a little better. But I don't know. I'm feeling C for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm gonna get some water.
We have the Byakushiki, and I only included it because I love the Hyakushiki. And this is listed as a separate thing, but it's just, what if a Hyakushiki, instead of having the gold beam coating, was just white? That's kind of it.
Yeah, it looks nice. Maybe high B, A tier, maybe.
I think the nature of it being nothing more than a recolor, I would feel a little bad putting it above B.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's not doing anything different, really.
We just like the design a bit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it maybe okay. It can hang out next to the beginning Gundam.
Yeah.
So next up we have the Zaku F2000.
I love this fucker.
This thing rips.
He's so big, and he's
rips so much it rips itself apart from all it's done.
yeah, because
most
there's a regular Zaku underneath. It is just a big purple Zaku covered in a ton of spikes, optional missile launchers. I really like the purple, dark purple, black color scheme it has.
The purple really gives it a lot of personality.
Yeah.
I would be tempted to give it S tier. What do you think?
I'm thinking upper A, low S, maybe A for now, since we haven't had any other huge S tier guys yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is delightful. So next we have the bear guy, the original bear guy, this horrific creature.
The original bear guy is really funny because
I love it.
When I compare the later model of bear guy to this one, what it reminds me of is if you're in when you're trying to make a certain type of character or design in a character creator and you just don't have the right parts to add up. Maybe you're trying to make a Gajenka of a character, or you're trying to make just something with a drastically different art style than what you're working with. It's fun.
And it look, Bear Guy has no business looking like this, but I'm glad it does.
It's almost a Monster Factory style Gunpla.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it really, from the chest up, it really isn't different from the chest down. It's really not different from an Act Guy. But then you get to the head, and it has that cool, the same vertical slit for the mono eye, but then a fucked up bear head around it. I think this is another A-tier suit.
Yeah.
He's very nice. So now we have the last Gundam from the ONA prologue, the Beginning 30 Gundam.
It's cool.
Something about it is a little busy with all the triangles in different colors.
Right, because it's continuing that triangle motif that the base one had, but the parts that are on it are textured differently, so it looks like it's kind of covered in chewed gum or painted foil or something like that. It looks weirdly bumpy when it should try and probably be more sleek and triangular. I think it's worse than the regular Beginning Gundam.
Yeah,
it's definitely worse than the regular Beginning Gundam, but I would say it's a little better than the modified.
It's definitely better
yeah.
than the Forever Gundam for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, high C for this. So now we have our next suit is the Build Strike, the main suit from the series. What I've done for the sake of simplicity is I've combined the Build Strike and the Build Strike full package because the full package is just his wings backpack. So I guess we're raking it as the full package. Now, Yuri, you've just built this thing.
Yeah. Well, I've had the Build Strike itself built for like 2 years. So I finally got the full package part built.
Right. They're nice. I like how simple and clean the wings kind of are. They're not like super elaborate like a lot of other Seed styled Gundams are.
Yeah.
What it strikes me as is it's a more complete idea of what they were going for with like the Forever Gundam or it is a definite spin on the base Strike Gundam, but like making it kind of more fun and a little bit more silly, but not going like, all right, and it's covered in 100 triangles.
Yeah.
Like,
one of the things it has is like those the shiny bits on like the shoulders and the legs that help add to it.
Yeah, it has enough accents on it that it looks like it is definitely a kind of a step above as a modification, but not, just way too busy. I'm feeling maybe... Oh, did I close my tier list?
Oh,
damn.
No. Oh, no.
It should save it.
Control Shift T.
There we go.
Okay, never mind.
God.
There it is.
All right. I'm thinking like B tier for this.
Yeah, B tier works.
I'm gonna put it above the beginning Gundam because I'd say it's better.
Yeah.
It's funny. I made a tier list for myself later, but like it's one of those things where as I'm talking about the designs, I'm realizing that like my opinions are changing on them. Here's something that isn't going to be
as opposed to like thinking about it.
Right. This is something I think we can all agree on though.
The
Zaku Amazing is very good.
I do like the Zaku Amazing. Like
it's so cool.
Zaku is a great design. This is based on like Char's like Red Comet Zaku, which is also real good. I don't think I have much more to say on it beyond like it being just like a really fun version of a Zaku. I wouldn't rank it as high as like the Zaku 2000, but it's a solid Zaku.
Yeah, I think I want to put it in A tier still. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, how about like bottom of A for now?
Yeah.
Because Kawaguchi gets some other suits later on that I think are a little more interesting than this.
Has just a little less guns than the F2000, which helps keep it balanced.
Yeah, more guns is more points. That's how it works here. So now we have the Wing Gundam Fenice.
S tier.
Look,
S tier. Spicy Italian.
It's too cool. It's asymmetrical and Italian. What more could you want?
It's got a little cape, and sometimes
it has a cape and a little unicycle.
The
easy
Pagliacci of Gundam build fighters.
That's so true.
Congratulations, Flamey. You made our first S rank.
Yay! Next up, we have the
Riccardo Fellini. I'm talking to you directly.
Speaking you directly through the phone. We next have the Gundam X Mao, which is just kind of like a more sleek, kind of modernified Gundam X. It doesn't look like a very 90s suit anymore, except for the gigantic green chest jewel. I like it.
I like it.
It's not like super absurdly like different from like the regular Gundam X. The backpack's the thing that's most different, but like again, it's like a more clean, more sleek. It's like if they designed Gundam X 20 years after the show aired.
Yeah,
I guess is literally what it was.
The design itself is fine. I mean, my favorite thing is the big laser.
Oh, we love a big laser here.
Yeah.
It's
nice, I guess.
I think it's like another like I'm gonna bottom of B maybe.
Mid B maybe.
Mid B, yeah, it's better than the Hyakshiki, let's say. I can wiggle these around. That's good. Gosh, these are a lot of Gundams. Next up is another one I really like, the Gyangagyan.
I do love the Gyangagyan.
There's no official art for this for some reason, but this is just a gold Gyan that has 2 shields.
I like the one YouTube clip in there that has 2 beam sabers or beam rapiers.
Yeah. It's basically a Gyan, and you reverse the color scheme from between the shield and the body. So the Gyan is like gold and brown. It's like the yellow and red of the shield. and the shield is like purple and gray, which is like the original Gion's colors.
Yeah.
Look, this thing rules. I love this thing.
Double the shields, double the protection. Simple as.
You just don't take damage. It's your choice.
Plus, those shields launch missiles, so you're protected.
They did.
I'm thinking like high A next to the Zaku F2000, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe below the
Yeah.
bear guy, I think.
Okay, yeah, Bear Guy's too good. Next up is an interesting one, the Build Gundam Mark II, based on the Gundam Mark II. And I really like how they're kind of drawn in the exact same pose of like facing the camera. But this thing is like, I just love how bulky it looks. I really like how the V-fin just sort of shoots directly up, makes it look like horns almost.
Yeah. It's a nice Gundam.
It has the sort of like Super Gundam guns built into its arms already.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little biased because, like, especially in the last year, I was like, damn, I really need to get a Mark II. Damn, look at this Mark II.
Look at this Mark II. Don't you want a Mark II?
Especially a Master Grade version of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's out of stock on Gundam Planet. Very sad. That thing looks good, though. Yeah, look, this thing, I like this a lot. I don't want to overload too many things in A. I personally think the build Mark II is better than the Strike build.
Yeah, low A, high
Yeah.
B.
Okay, yeah. Let's do low A. I'm putting it behind the Zaku.
Yeah.
Next up, we got our first weird pick, the Abigorbine.
It's
From our friend Luang Dalara.
I do like the weird bug.
He's just a weird bug. That's really all he is.
You're gonna fight
That's
this.
all you need.
Yeah, you're gonna
It's
fight
just a
this.
weird bug.
He's a
Mhm.
he's a boss character.
I just like that it's just the Abigor from Victory, but the horns are different, and it just is purple instead of green. It's just, I like the proportions too. You know, very very small torso. It's like a lot kind of like stubbier and like more, you know, sturdy looking. It's a big bug, man. Where are we thinking for this?
I'm thinking B, but I'm open for input.
B is good, I think.
Yeah, solid B.
B for bug. Put it in the middle of B.
Yeah.
Now we have the Cubile Papillon. This is another one of those suits where I think it has too much that it's trying to do at once.
Yeah. Like the shades are cool, but like I see that and I compare it to like the regular Cubile, and I think I prefer the regular. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. Like it's like the only thing I really like are the shades.
Mm-hmm. Like I think it's one of those ones like I can't look at the face. Like I can't tell what the face is actually trying to look like. Really, it's just too. I don't know. It looks like just like a Mandalorian visor almost. It's just hard to kind of parse. It has all these weird like swishy markings on it. The color scheme itself, I think, looks good, but it's just weird that they didn't really touch the sort of pink on the Cubile underneath everything. I think it's just one of those ones that's, I think it's a little bit too busy for its own good.
Yeah.
C maybe?
Top of C, maybe? Is that too harsh on this one?
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Definitely
top of C.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, this is a good one. We have the Comfort Amazing, Meijin Kawaguchi's second Gunpla.
God, this one's so
This is just
cool.
Tactical Comfort, basically.
Uh-huh.
Like, it has like a darker color scheme, and it has these really nice like yellow accents. It's just, it's really cool looking.
So cool. Definitely.
Based off
ATA.
one of the cooler suits from War in the Pocket, which is full of cool mobile suits, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big Bartacross. Yeah, oh man, it's just... this is definitely like an A-tier suit.
Yeah.
I know like we've been saying that for everything so far, but...
No, I think it's a fair judgment for this one.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get to a couple of stinkers in a
Yeah.
little bit, so I want to say...
I'd
like
say...
maybe like right below the bear guy.
Yeah. Maybe even above. I don't know.
Bear guy's guarding the upper echelons here.
Uh-huh.
Just-
It's gonna be all right. So now it is time for everyone's favorite young early genius, the Sengoku Astray. Oh, what if a Gunpla was a samurai?
Yeah. Honestly, as far as Samurai Gunpla go, this one's fun. I can't say much like for or against it. It's just nice.
It's a very it's like one of the definitely like more out there customizations for kits.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can tell the base being a stray red frame, and it still manages to have its own identity.
yeah, I really like the way they kind of mix red throughout the whole design. I don't usually care for like chest jewels in Gundam or the jewels in general, but like all of the kind of green jewel orbs all over it, I think there's enough that it makes it look like it's a sort of part of the design instead of trying to be like this one centerpiece that stands out. I love that the giant shoulders can actually grab the swords and use them. I really like the super funky V-fin. This is just another winner in my mind.
Yeah. I don't have these Sengoku Stray Gunpla, but I have one of the what's the name of that Three Kingdom style line?
Oh my god, what is it? Shoot. I think it's just Son Goku.
Oh. Yeah, there's a Sengoku version of the Sengoku Stray. And it lets you hold one of the swords in its mouth.
Oh, that rules! I like that quite a bit. It's a cute little SD. I like the kind of mustache-looking face mask. Yeah, I
want to get the SD version of that too someday, because that is adorable.
Yeah. Like lower A, maybe?
Yeah.
Right between the Zaku and the Gion.
Yeah. All right. Another arguably S tier design. We have the Bear Guy 3.
God, I love the Bear Guy 3.
It's just a little bear.
Just the perfect implementation of a bear. What if a robot was a bear? So adorable, endearing, perfect. It's got great lore. Credit to its creator.
It has a cute ribbon. It comes in a bunch of different cool colors.
It's got custom faceplates.
Yeah.
It's
powerful.
And it spawned the Petite Guy line, which is one of the most popular kits to just mess around with.
Yeah. I honestly think this is another S pick for us.
Yeah.
It's just Bear Guy too good.
It has surpassed the Bear Guy. I hereby award you the title of Bear Guy 3.
yeah, Agent Kawaguchi the third, and Meet Bear Guy the third. Now we have the Star Build Strike, which I include because it's different enough from the Build Strike, but you kind of like it's hard to tell sometimes. It definitely looks a lot better in Gunpla, seeing it posed and doing action when it has like the holographic bits to it when it does its RG system and everything, and the wings pop out. Like I think I like it a little bit better than the base Build Strike.
Yeah, I agree.
The equipment adds, I think, like a layer of complexity. It's kind of like at the point where I think it's a little too complex. Like it's like it's borderline. Like I think it's fine. If they added like one more thing, it might be a little bit too much. But like as it is, looking at images of it, I think it's like the kind of natural like end point for the Star Build Strike.
Yeah.
And I really like that you can buy a real grade or an RG system version that like the inner frame is like a sparkly blue.
But ironically, not a real grade, unless there's a premium Bandai. Hold on.
There's a premium Bandai Master Grade. I don't see a real grade for this.
High grade and, a P Bandai Master Grade version.
Damn. I want one. I think...
ironic because this regular Build Strike has a real grade.
Right, yeah. RG system stands for really good, not real grade, apparently.
Yeah,
I think like high B, maybe like right next to just above the regular Build Strike.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're buddies. Here's something weird. This is the Buku tank.
The Buku
from Seed. We turned a weird dog into a tank. It's a Zoids.
Zoids, huh?
It's just like a tank treads and it has a little doggy up top.
It could have been cute, but it hits a little.
I don't care for this one.
It's I like it conceptually, but
right. It's like you can see what the regular Buku looks like. It's Metal Garurumon.
Oh yeah, that looks rad.
That's some sick shit. But
it looks kind of like they were going for a more Zaku style coloration, which really throws it off. Honestly,
yeah, I don't know. I think it just looks strange. I think it has like almost like a centaur look with the tank treads, but it doesn't look dynamic at all. Like, this thing doesn't look like it can pose. It just looks like it kind of like tilts forward, and that's literally it.
Yeah, the human dog of Gunpla.
Let's put it in D tier for dog.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's in dog tier. Here's the one other one I didn't really care for. The Hell Zeong Marine. They took the Zeong, one of my favorite suits from the original show, and they turned it into this thing.
Uh-huh.
That just, yeah.
I don't like the... Okay, the big pinchy tentacles are alright. I don't like the spindly tentacles that they also included with it.
Yeah. Those are like horny tentacles.
Like, they just kind of creep me out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Like, it makes it feel like... I mean, I guess it makes it feel like it's kind of like a sea creature a little bit, because it is the marine version, but I just think it didn't need those tentacles. I think it would have looked better without it.
A little overcomplicated.
It's just the claws. It's just you're trying to look too edgy and badass. Like, I think it's another D, honestly. Maybe not as. I think at least the dog is more interesting to me on the level of it being a dog.
Yeah.
But sorry, Hellzeong Marine. And while we're at it, Hellzeong Galaxy, which is just the Hellzeong Marine, but it has like regular Zeong arms and sort of regular Zeon legs that turn into claws in the end.
Yeah, I like this a little. I like this one a little more, maybe C tier.
Yeah, I like that the antenna go back to being like the sort of twin-pronged Zeong ones, and I do think the legs are more fascinating, because I'm pretty sure the legs will fly off too, just like the hands do in the show.
Yeah,
and
like its execution in the show is really good, but like,
yeah, it's just the Zeong's better without legs, in my opinion. But if it has to have legs, I guess these are okay. I think like bottom of C.
Yeah, C is passing.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. All right. Hey, more dogs though. We got the Gym Sniper Canine up next. This is when Kawaguchi fought a team of little guys.
Oh right, I remember that bit. That was great.
We got the Gym Sniper, and its backpack pops off and kind of just turns into a Boston Dynamics robot.
I gotta say, I like this one. I like this. This fucking Boston Dynamics.
This is a guy.
Dog. And this guy.
Like, I like the green with the yellow accents is a very good look to me. Like, it doesn't feel like they're trying to like copy Zaku colors. It seems like they're trying to just do kind of like more of a drab.
Yeah.
I
like its
camouflage.
visor. I see it's going for more of like a tactical vibe.
It's tactical. It's tactical.
Yeah, tactical.
Just again, it's cool as it's a knife. I like the Gundog platform. Not in real life, but in Gunpla, it's a little more interesting to me.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
this isn't going to be used to murder any real people.
Right. I feel like mid B for this, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, you get to be. You're hanging out with Abacorbine.
Yeah.
They're buddies. And now we have the Gundam Amazing Exia.
That's Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, can't type today. Which is, it is a Exia that's kind of like been Kawaguchi-ified. It has a little bit less red on it than the Exia did. I think the V-fins like goes blue instead of yellow. It's a lot more blue than the regular Exia is.
Yeah, I like this one, but it's not as good as the Count for Amazing as far as Kawaguchi Gunpla go.
Yeah, it's not as interesting to me. I mean, like, I don't... Double O designs don't really do it for me that much. This is nice, and I like how they kind of changed the green from the Exia to more teal, because I like teal just better as a color.
Yeah, I like the teal.
It's good, but it's not great, I would say. How about we put it in... I think it's like another just B, middle of the road.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna put it between Mao and the K9.
Right. Yeah, I'd
say that's in the lower.
That's definitely like a turning point in the scale.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer the original Exia a bit more, except for the teal part.
Right. Yeah. Next up, we're getting into like the end game designs here, and some of these are very cool. We have the Miss Sazabi. This is what Ayla uses after her Q-Blade's destroyed, and this is just like it's called a Miss Sazabi, and like it's based on the Sazabi in that it has the sort of like waist cannon and the same kind of like face shape, and that's really it. Otherwise, it's just kind of its own design.
Yeah, I like the helmet shape. I like the sleekness. It really like it really fits into like a really nice hole. Or Or it all comes together to a greater whole.
Right. It feels like a very cohesive original design.
I like how in the comparison shot, the regular Sazabi actually has a longer skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Miss Sazabi's a little bit taller, too, because it has these sort of, like, almost seed-style legs to it.
Ah, it's the Vieira then.
Yeah.
This thing...
Vieira. Yeah. we still can't figure out how to let Miss Sazabi wear hats.
I mean, in this case, they just poke through the hat with those horns.
Right, yeah, you can't put 2 holes for the ears, you need to put like 7 for the horns. This one's great though. I think this is an A tier.
Yeah. Definitely
like
A tier.
Low A maybe? Mid A?
Mid A.
Okay. I'm gonna put it I'm putting it next to the Sengoku Astray, because I feel like it just does a really good job of like, taking that design and really making it its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the A tier is just like, even at the low end, it's like, in a grand scale, it's still all near the top.
Exactly. And next up is the Gyan Vulcan, which is, I guess, what we see Sasaki use late in the show, which is, hey, look at that. It's the Gyan, and it still has the 2 shields, but now it has Gatling guns on its shoulders.
This is so cool. I definitely prefer the purple color palette to the gold one. I love the fucking shoulder-mounted guns, and it's still got those really, really good dual shields.
It looks like it kind of curved from the Sengoku Astray, because it's also got its beam rapiers
stored in the shoulders, yeah.
Hosted in there.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I really like the kit bashes that people make of this, though. The valuable pod is what it's called.
Valuable pod.
I bet this is a P Bandai exclusive too.
It might even have been from like before P Bandai was a thing. I'm looking at this 2014. I don't know if P Bandai was really doing stuff.
Oh, that's a
like an add-on kit.
Yeah. Okay, but that's not P Bandai. That's just a okay.
Yeah. So I guess you just buy an HGUC Gyan and then buy the HGBF this thing, and then you're good to go.
I do have a Gyan Revive. I don't actually wait. I don't know if that works with that.
Oh, if it's a revive, yeah, because it'd be probably slightly different enough that you wouldn't be able to. Oh, it's a bummer.
I would put this right between the Comfort Amazing and the Gyan.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I like how it's all it's all mono eyes in the top half of A.
It's a good look.
Yeah. So
and then
now
you have the
we
Build
have
Strike. Just
get out of here.
Not Build Strike, the Mark II.
Next up, we have the Crossbone X Mao.
This guy's fucking
This
sick.
thing, look, it has a skull on it. Come on.
He's got bones. He's got bone cannons and a skull. He's so cool.
He's so cool.
Crossbone is just fun in general, but wow.
It's a crossbone that's covered in like holographic satellite laser receptors. And then the skeleton just becomes a Deshare Zone screaming skull when it attacks.
Fuck yeah.
Come on.
I'm ready to play Halo 3. Coming out.
Yeah, I'm getting all the flaming skulls. This is S tier for me.
Yeah, it's S tier.
We have an Italian, we have a bear, and then we have the Deshare Zone in S tier so far. Tremendous. Next up, another Gundam Fenice. This is the Gundam Fenice Renaskita, or however the hell you pronounce it. It is a Gundam Wing Fenice that I think looks a little bit worse because it's not asymmetrical anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't have that sort of like... It feels less Italian.
I think it also seems like it's trying a little bit harder because it has this gigantic Buster Rifle and it has this really, really big shield on its arm. It makes it look a little... I don't know. It's like it's trying to be a little too like edgy and sharp and like, this is the upgrade version.
Yeah, this is the Toa Nuva.
Yeah. Ricardo Fellini accidentally dunked his fucking Gunpla in a tube of Protodermis, and this is what he pulled out. Mm-hmm. He meant to dunk it in marinara sauce, but missed.
Yeah.
No.
Cool master grade box art though.
Oh yeah,
it's still pretty cool. Oh, I like these versions with like where it's got like more where the cape is a bit more pronounced.
Yeah, it bumps it up in my mind. I still don't think it's as good as just the regular one.
Low A,
but
maybe?
Like, yeah. Better than the Build Mark II, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
but it can't leave there because it's not part of the Mono Eye Club, even though neither is the S-Ray, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's a cool shield. Now we have the Exia Dark Matter.
In fact, the S-Ray has many eyes because of the
exactly
face.
So the Astray Dark Matter is, what if the Gundam was a Joker? What if it was evil and twisted and fucked up?
I do like
Jesus.
it.
Like, something about it actually does feel a bit better than the Exia Amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, look, it has 2 swords and one is on fire and one is icing. Hello? That's too cool.
Fire sword, ice sword. It's the coolest shit for badasses.
Its backpack pops off and turns into a fucked up evil bird. There's a master grade kit of it.
Yeah, the black and red also just a very...
that box art.
Just a very
that's so
cool
sick.
Dude.
Holy shit, that's so sick. If this guy had a flaming skull,
yeah,
it'd be over.
If they made
I don't know, this... Yeah?
If they made, like, you know those pins that have the box art on them? I really wish they had that for this, because, wow.
Wow, $45.90 for an old master grade seems actually pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, it's from Hobby Link Japan, so you gotta ship it over here.
Oh.
Well, still. The markup from here, honestly, is probably more than shipping it from Japan itself. I think this is a high A.
Yeah, high A. Definitely on par with the F2000.
Yeah, I think this one has surpassed Bear Guy in its pure sharpness. Continuing the theme of suits getting just 2 shields instead of 1, we have the one and only Goof R35, which is just, what if the Goof had 2 shields and each shield had like the Goof fingers pointing out of them?
It's so perfect.
You don't need to add that much to a suit that is already so good, so that's plus points for it.
It adds just enough to improve while not like feeling like it's, over designed.
Right.
It feels so cool.
You know, the other thing about it having 2 shields is like the perfect Gundam having 2 shields.
Exactly. And it like has this upgraded leg armor that it has knives that can pull out of the leg armor.
Yeah.
And like more thrusters on the back. It's just, look, respect to Ramba Ral as well. This one is just great.
Yeah.
I maybe like between Comfer and the Gyons?
Yeah.
Again, Mono Eye Club. It's everything's all the Mono Eyes are here except for the Zeongs. Fuck those things. All right. This one is either going to be like D tier or S tier, depending on how we feel. This is the Mock.
It's extremely funny.
Maybe the funniest Gunpla kit I've ever seen.
The mega blocks of Gunpla.
There's even like a high Mock from from Try. Oh my god, I get to see more of this thing. This rules.
This reminds me of fucking Sonic Forces.
These are extremely like modern.
Those like modified egg pawns from Sonic Forces that are a little more serious looking. Although
someone made a Baymax mock.
I want to see a mock that's just modded into just full on egg pawn from like Sonic Heroes.
Well, there's a mock that's modified into a ball. Highball. That's so cool. What the fuck?
What is this?
That one's scary.
It's a little
I don't want to see that one.
I like it, but it's a little scary.
I really like the mock. I think it looks nothing like a Gundam, but it's just, I think like, God, where does this even go?
The fact that they didn't make a kit of the mock until the high mock, which is Build Fighters Try, is pretty
criminal.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to. Okay, here? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a row between S and A, and this is just gonna be. I mean, it's every tier really, because it's every Gundam.
All Gundam.
You call it M. It's an M tier. It's in its own. It's a league of its own.
M for most.
M for most. No, it doesn't stand for mock. Common misconception. It stands for most.
Sure is the most.
It sure is the most. And now we have these suits from the ONA. First, we have the Star Burning Gundam, which is the kind of like bridge between the Star Build Strike and the Build Burning. And yeah, it sure looks like a cross between those suits. It just looks like a Build Gundam got mixed with a God Gundam in a way.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, you know?
My original, like, when I first saw this a couple years ago, I was like, Wait, is this supposed to be what the Kamiki is upgraded to? No, the complete opposite. It's what
Yeah.
is turned into the actual Burning Gundam line.
Yeah, it's not like it's nice. I like it. I think it's a good kind of like mid step that they designed after the fact, which I guess to their benefit that they could kind of design it in like very small steps like that. But it even has a gun and a shield. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
But
just kind of a shame that there's no was there a fire mode to it? Because that's
no, there never was.
Yeah.
It just had the real grade system in it, nothing else. So yeah, I think this is like another B class.
Yeah.
Like just joining the Gundam Club, I guess.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. In the Okawara designs and the who the hell designed the other ones? I don't remember. Anyway, now is the Nin Pulse Gundam, the kind of thing that I was explaining last week. I couldn't figure out what it looks like. It's very busy.
Uh-huh. I see this as like another take at Samurai Gundam.
I think it's like it feels like it's trying too hard. I say that for a lot of these suits, but I think this one more than maybe anything else.
Yeah, I would consider this sort of a side grade to its predecessor.
Mm-hmm. It's just like it's too many shades of red. There's like a light red and a dark red and a really dark red on the legs. And the gold accents, but you also have white in there, and you have like the glowing green too. It's like one too many colors,
yeah,
I think.
If it didn't have that backpack, I think it would be fine. But
yeah. But yeah, with that backpack, I think it's a little bit much. Maybe I
low B.
I am feeling B for this.
Yeah, definitely a B tier.
Yeah, low B. Yeah.
Yeah, low B. Yeah, you're like as good as the Exia and the Mao. This one though, this one rules because a lot of Kawaguchi suits are like suit name amazing, like the Confirmation Zaku amazing. This is the amazing Zagok, and it's called that because it's a Zagok that's amazing to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Love the big bulky arms and legs.
It has electric wires. It has big claws. It has gun barrels that come out of it. It can do it all.
This is me, and I'm ready to have sex.
It's just I say my Nightingale's a lobster, but this thing's a lobster. This is like a big crab, dude. This thing. I think. Wait, it has. Does the Zagok have like those pods on the top of its head normally? Oh, it does.
Yes.
I guess I just forgot.
Yep.
Wow. You could have fooled me and say it had those, and just they're more missile launchers. I don't know. This one is like high A for me. I love this thing. It's like, I don't know if it's my favorite Kawaguchi suit. I don't think it's as good as Dark Matter, but I think it's like right up there.
Well, back into the Mono White Club then.
Yeah, so you're next to Bear Guy. You're similarly shaped, better than Comfer, because the sock is just can't mess with it. And now we're getting close to the end here. We have the Fenice. Wow, can't type Fenice Liberta, which is just the upgrade of the Fenice Rinascita. I don't know what is this. Come on, what is this? What is this? What is that? Why is the armor coming off of its like butt?
Bellini, come on, what is
Bellini,
this?
how far you've fallen.
Bellini.
Come on, man.
Come on.
It turns into a bike.
I do like that it turns into a bike.
I don't know if that can really save it, though, because this is just like, you had it good with the first two.
Yeah.
Low B?
Low C.
Low C. All right. It's
better
than...
ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
Better.
Mid C.
Mid-ish, yeah.
Yeah, mid.
The Transformers thing saves it, I think, from being...
Yeah, it saves it from pure obscurity. I like that. All right, now we have the Gundam X Jumao, which is just the upgrade to the Gundam X Mao, which is just the Jumao is a combination of the X Mao and the Crossbone X Mao. I don't really see any Crossbone in this aside from just the big X on the back.
Yeah.
Should have kept the skull, but...
it should have kept the skull. Come on, Mao, what are you doing?
Other than that, though, it's nice. I definitely would say it's an improvement from the original Mao.
I would say, yeah, again, anything with teal accents I love, even though it has the regular green chest jewel, which should have been teal, because everything else that glows on it is teal.
I like the big X.
Yeah. I also like that it's mostly a white color scheme. Like, it makes it look very kind of like fresh and like, sparkly a little bit. Because like everything kind of glows when it does its attack. You just have like a lot of bits that like light up. then like turn red whenever it's like fully charged. I think like, yeah, maybe mid B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better. I don't know if it's better than the Jim that has a dog on his backpack, but it's better than the Exia. The last three are just very, very good. This is going to be hard to search, maybe. No, I found it. All right, this is the Jim, or maybe the GM Jim. Hard to say. I included it because it's its own suit, and it really is like a, and the image is just not going to load. It really is a, like, just modern, sleeker Jim. Like, gyms can't strike this kind of, like, dynamic, just standing pose. You can see it kind of has, like, more rounded shoulders, sharper vents. It has, like, more detailed visor in the face. But other than that, it is still just kind of mostly just a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the remake gym.
Mm-hmm.
And the kit also comes with 3 different hits, so...
Oh, that's nice. That makes me like it a little. Like,
it's like the Gym Custom and Gym Sniper? Or...
I think this thing's good enough to hang out with the Gym Sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to separate these gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the Gym Zagok, which I was lavishly praising last week, which is just a gym that a Zagok landed on top of, basically.
Big fuck off crab. This is a Mirelurk.
This is my pet Mirelurk, and I wear him as a hat.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's
I just realized there's 2 sets of arms.
Yeah, it has the regular gym arms just coming off of like the bottom of the chest for no reason. You don't need those arms there. It'd be funny if they kind of like plugged in upwards into the whole body of this. It looks even funnier from the back when you can just see like just the gym's legs, and that's kind of it.
Love the tail.
It looks like the kind, like this thing. I really like this thing.
Yeah,
it's very silly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not as good as the Amazing Zagok. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. I'd say A.
But like a low A maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe like it's continuing the Mono Eye Club in the second row of A. And finally, something I feel very strongly for. This is our last on our list. And if this is not in the tier I want it to be in, I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. I should probably include Psycho Jim. The Psycho Jim, best to ever do it, baby.
Yeah.
Look, it's a gym. It's a Psycho Jim. What's not to love?
He looks good. Great.
It has the holiday spirit. It's red and white.
And it transforms.
It transforms. It looks like it's wearing like thigh-high socks or like really tall like cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got thigh boots.
I really like just the way its like whole head is like red and dark red, and it has this like really bright flash of green on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this thing, this is an S tier design for me, honestly, just because it's a very, very silly, fun take on the Psycho Gundam.
Yeah. Definitely S tier.
And of course, it was P Bandai only.
Bandai.
Boo. Look how large it is, though. That's a very large digi egg.
Ooh.
Yeah, S tier. Welcome to the club, Psycho Jim.
All right.
So that is what our tier list is looking like. I'll read this off, listener, in case you don't want to click on the link in the description. In S tier, we have the Wing Fenice, the Bear Guy 3, the Crossbone Mao, and the Psycho Jim. Just the best of the best. The absolute pinnacle of what the show has to offer. In M tier, we have the Mach, which stands for many, because we love the Mach.
Mm-hmm.
A tier, we got the Zaku F2000, the Dark Matter, the Bear Guy 1, the Amazing Zaku, the Comp for Amazing, Goof R35, Gyan Vulcan, Gyan Gagyan, the Sengoku Astray, Miss Sazabi, Amazing Zaku, the Zagok Jim, the Fenice Rinaskita, and the Build Mark II. Doing good at remembering these. B tier, we have the Star Build Strike, the regular Build Strike full package, the Beginning Gundam, the Star Burning Gundam, Abba Gorbine, Jim K9, Jim, Gundam X Jumao, the Amazing Exia, the Ninpulse Gundam, the Gundam X Mao, and the Byakushiki. In C tier, we have the Cublé Papillon, the Fenice Liberta, the Beginning 30 Gundam, the Forever Gundam, and the Hellzeon Galaxy. And finally, in D tier, we have our sweet little doggy tank, the Bukyu tank, and the Hellzeon Marine. That's pretty solid, I'd say.
Yeah.
This is a pretty representative list of what we got going on. So that's good, and that will be linked in the episode. And the tier list will be linked, so listener, you can make your own and post it in the Discord for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, it is time for us to go to our mailbag, because people sent us a bunch of questions, and we get to talk about them as we close the show out.
Yay!
Let's see. First question comes from Setson's Mercury, who asks, if you guys had to make Gunpla for Gunpla battles, what kits would it be made from, and what kit would you pick? This is the premier question of the show, right? You know, what would we pilot within this show if we were characters?
You know when we looked at the highball, I want to pilot that.
That would be so
I
good.
would get my ass kicked and I would have a good time.
I would be, well, for my starter mech, because you always have a mid-season upgrade, I go with probably a mass production gun cannon, but it has the shining finger.
Yes!
And you build up power from firing the cannon.
Yeah, that's where the heat comes from, exactly.
Yeah. And then the mid-season upgrade would just swap the two, so you have the Shining Gundam with gun cannon style cannons. Probably GM Cannon 2, actually.
Yeah, the one thing Shining Gundam didn't need, just a ranged option. It will never lose a single fight anymore.
I mean, they did do that with the Shining Break Gundam and Divers, but we don't talk about that.
I think mine, much as I want to say the Nightingale's my favorite, that's an unwieldy large gunpla to be toting around. I would, going by your same logic, Iria, I'm going to start out with a custom Bjarlant. Not the Bjarlant custom, but a custom Bjarlant. With maybe like some wire weapons. I really like incoms, from Sentinel, stuff like that. And giving my mid-season upgrade it'd be like a more souped up Bjarlant custom, but it would have the kind of like flaming beam vent system that a lot of the Crossbone Gundams have. So you just have like, again, a flaming Halo skull Bjarlant flying around, basically. Just an absolutely terrifying Dorito. It's a good, very fun proportions on that thing. Next, from host of the show, Jake, Mr. Doubles. Never mind. That was the exact same question. Haha.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to read all these beforehand because half these questions are probably gonna be the same thing. From Disaster Area 42 asks, what cool gunpla was shown in Build Fighters but never turned into a kit that you wish you could actually buy?
I looked this up, and nearly all of the kits,
it's everything is kind of there.
Yeah.
If we stretch it a little bit, I will say I wish the Build Mark II got turned into a real grade.
Oh, okay. No, that is also my answer because I love the real grade Mark II. Like, I have a high grade Mark II and a real grade Mark II. A real grade build Mark II would be the cat's pajamas. And Dan, I imagine you just want the highball still.
Yeah. I don't really have much thought on all the really good gunpla already have kits of them, and I don't plan on getting anything higher than a high grade.
Although, except for the regular mock, ironically.
Love the mock.
The mock. We love the mock. Give me the mock. Ziggy asks, the Gunpla universe is expanding. What Bandai model line is the first to be added, and how does it fuck up the rest of the tournament? I like the idea of Bandai's Digimon line being added in. And you have, the Gundam is fighting, and all of a sudden Wargreymon is here, and he's just tearing the Gunpla apart. Fuck, he's used Gaia Force, we lose.
They're gonna put in Goku.
That's right, I forgot they have those.
Nobody can beat Goku.
Go RX-78 Gundam. Exoscannon Broly. Oh god. Here we go. Ziggy asks. Yep.
I was going to say, well, I guess this is a continuation to the next question, so I'll let you read that, because...
Yeah, but part B for the question, follow-up. If Bandai does indeed take place in Gundam Valhalla, what characters from those model lines end up in the show? I.e., has Shinji finally come out and started HRT, now living her best life?
So my answer to the original question was the Sidebuster from Super Robot Wars.
Yeah!
And then I imagine that Masaki would be having kind of a cameo, except in this case, when Iori is trying to get to the tournament, Masaki is the one that drives him, but because of his tendency to get lost, he accidentally drives the wrong way.
No. This is definitely a stretch because I don't think there's kits of these like the Bandai's done, but there's model kits, so I'm going to count it. There's a couple Gurren Lagann kits. I'd like to imagine Simon and Kamina trying to pilot Gunpla by having them ride piggyback on each other.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, it's a cute,
I don't,
cute little cameo.
I don't think I have anything I could firmly state for this question. I feel like I'm a little too ignorant.
Mm-hmm. That's the nature of the show. A lot of gunpla out there.
Mm-hmm.
Next question from Machina. Do you think there are underground gunpla tournaments on privately owned islands where if your gunpla is destroyed, you are killed to raise the stakes?
Oh, absolutely there are.
The most dangerous game, gunpla.
The gunpla referees are desperately trying to find them and stop them.
That's what the next ONA is going to be about that they make in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yep, stay tuned to our Riverdale spinoff of Build Fighters.
Oh, that would... Look, if CW got the Gundam license, it'd all be over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just...
Imagine how many insert songs you could set to, like, Amuro and Char. It writes itself. It's too good.
I'm just imagining the Riverdale cast in Gundam Build Fighters.
Oh, that would be so good.
Mm-hmm.
You take Jingle Jangle to raise your performance in battle.
Who is more likely to become a Char? Riverdale Archie or just Jughead?
Oh, Jughead.
You said that and my mind went in a wild direction. I'm imagining Hiram Lodge putting on a mask and trying to take out Archie in the tournament.
Oh, that would be so
Black
good.
Hood Part 3.
Yeah! Oh, fuck, my next opponent's the Gargoyle King. Oh, shit. Machina also asks, how would the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Have been different if instead of cards, they'd have to fight and solve all their problems with custom gunpla and deal with gunpla-related shadow games? And for Yi, Octem, Seto, Joey, and Pegasus, and anyone else you'd like to brainstorm for, what sort of gunpla would they have had? So basically, what if Yu-Gi-Oh! Was gunpla?
What
Which
if
is a question
there
I
were
ask myself quite literally every day.
What if there was ancient Egyptian gunpla? What if the universe was created by the construction of a gunpla?
Instead of a big card showing out in space.
Mm-hmm.
Retconning Yu-Gi-Oh! Beginnings when he's putting together the Millennium Puzzle, but it's one of those Bandai kits that they just released.
Yeah, it's...
Right.
Last couple of years.
Yeah.
Grandpa, there's no instructions in these.
I know, boy! Good luck!
Card games are freedom, Yugi. Yeah, okay, so I feel like Yugi and Atem, they would have a suit that, like, it would have, like, a transformable mode where, like, Yugi pilots Yugi pilots the mobile armor form and, like, Atem pilots the mobile suit form or something like that. You gotta have some kind of transforming thing there to sort of signify that.
Yeah.
Kaiba would just use, like, the Dragon Gundam from G, or, like, the Shenlong Gundam from Wing, but paint it blue and white.
Yeah.
Like, come on. He's the Dragon guy. It just has to be the Dragon Gundam. And, like, no, you know what? He kit bashed it so it has 3 heads, so it's the ultimate Dragon Gundam.
Joey's got an off-brand gunpla.
He bought a kit from Daban. Yeah, absolutely. Or, like, I was gonna say, he has a custom bear guy, but, like, it's a dog guy or something like that.
Oh, no.
I mean, regardless, Joey does get arrested and thrown out by the referees for... He wouldn't cheat on purpose, but he would definitely do it accidentally.
Yeah.
Pegasus, I feel like has to have the suit that, you know, like has a ton of funnels or you know, beam weapons, like, you know, some kind of special weapon that, like, is, like, very scary and threatening looking. Like the Keyblade Papillon, or just a Keyblade, honestly, is perfect for Pegasus. You know, very elegant, very terrifying to actually fight. Listen to Pot of Greed.
Listen to Pot of Greed.
Gundad Build Fighters asks, war breaks out in the Build universe. Do they build Gundam-sized Gunpla or Gunpla-sized Gundams?
Gundam-sized Gunpla.
They're all, yeah, it's like plastic warriors.
Yeah, they're gonna do it G Gundam style.
Now, here's the question. Wouldn't that take a lot more plastic particles?
That is true.
I'm also wondering if, like, how much do those weapons affect in real life? Because, like, yeah, they do it, like, outright tear apart Gunpla kits, but...
Yeah, it did, like, it destroyed a stadium, too, at the very end when, like, a Boku burst through the roof. So, like, they definitely have some physical effects. I'm imagining it's kind of like a law of square cube or whatever, where, like, it's like, you know, creatures can't get so big on Earth because eventually they can't process oxygen fast enough. And, like, you'd see the same thing where a Gunpla can only get so big before, like, you'd need an impossible amount of plastic particles to operate it. So, like, they would be, like, 2 or 3 feet tall. They'd be, like, 1/48 scale size before we kind of, like, you know, we can't make them any bigger. But at that point, they're large enough that, like, beams from those are gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
and then you just have little miniature battlefields, or 1 to 48 scale battlefields.
Yeah.
I did like the idea that if it were Gunpla-sized Gundams, then, like, perfect rates would be considered a violation of the Geneva Convention.
Right! yeah, the Antarctic Treaty, you can't use perfect, it has to be high grades. Ziggy asks, describe the new type soup that's served in your favorite deli in the Gunpla world. I'm just gonna say what my favorite soup is, which is kielbasa tortellini soup.
Yeah, I was gonna say also chicken
I do. As
tortilla soup.
As far as getting a soup at a restaurant goes, I do love a nice creamy tomato soup.
Oh, it's creamy tomato soup with like just a nice grilled cheese.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Except and then a little tiny char figurine pops out of the soup and blinks you in the head with the plastic missile.
Uh-huh.
I can drink this soup 3 times faster than other soups.
Oh, my soup!
It's served 3 times hotter.
Why is there a melted plastic model in my soup? What happened?
Yeah. Excuse me, garçon. There's a char in my soup. Real Moonray supporter asks, are the life-size Gundam statues really statues? Dun dun dun. It's a scary thought. And I mean, honestly, I thought that that's where the show was going to go at the end when, like, the Plesky particles went out of control. I thought we were going to see them, like, affect the 1-to-1 stale sketch.
Yeah, they just, like, they bring in the famous RX-78 statue, but they also bring in a Zaku, too, so...
Yeah. So I guess they're just statues, even though it felt like it was really setting us up for, like, the final opponent is, like, an actual size Gundam that the little 144 scales have to take down.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And I haven't seen the inside of them, so I don't know if they're real or not. I'd like to think they are, but maybe it's probably best for the world if we don't have real Gundams. Who can say?
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Doubles, Jake, once again, asks, would the Limitless Pill be considered a performance-enhancing drug? If so, are people banned for taking it or encouraged to?
I don't know.
I think after the embodiment system, it's going to be banned.
Right. And that's kind of taboo, I'd say.
Like, people are going to take it because you need the drama, but...
Right. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, everyone has to take it because you can't really compete. I don't want to see that Gundam show, though. I want them to win by sheer tenacity alone.
Tenacity and friendship.
Yay! It's a shonen! Riel asks, is there a size limit on Gunpla battles, or could I enter a modded Psycho Gundam?
I think the answer is...
We just saw Psycho Gundam.
I think the answer is no.
Yeah, no, because, like, I think it's...
There were, like, big transport Gunpla in, like, the big Battle Royale part.
That's right. The only thing that wasn't to scale was the mega size Zaku, the 148. I like to imagine that you can't mix classes that way, but they have, like, a 144 world champion and a 100 scale champion and a 160 scale champion. You can't mix them, but, like, maybe you can fight them with any scale. You can even fight them with, like, the 1-200 artifact scales.
Yeah.
And the guns are, like, an inch tall.
They did have that one ship also. I forgot which one, but...
They had, the Gao bomber.
Yeah.
But that was 144 scale, so it's technically loud, even though it's, fucking gigantic.
Also, the only Gundam Breaker game I've played is the mobile game, but they do let you fight 1-to-100s as 144s.
Really? I never got far enough to do that. That sounds cool as hell. Aiton Crag... Zagoksock asks, if you die in honorable combat and go to Build Fighters Valhalla, which Gunpla model, including those you own, would you pilot? We've answered this already. Aiton Crag asks, what was the first normal Earth thing that Rambaral did after getting isekai'd here from Mobile Suit Gundam? What would wife guy Rambaral do if he got isekai'd to Earth?
Probably isolate himself for a while because he's finding all these people quoting Mobile Suit Gundam and how Amuro helped win the war.
Right, yeah, he's like, what the hell happened? First of all, he tries to find his wife.
Of course.
He's a wife guy.
He needs his wife.
Where's Hamon?
Where's my
wife? I need to find Hamon. And then he buys a beautiful... much like his Goof R35 in Build Fighters, he buys a Nissan R35 Skyline and paints it blue.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. He paints it Goof blue.
Yeah, I think he starts, I think he's probably gonna start, like, he's gonna start, working a part-time job or something. I don't know why, but I am just thinking him being really, really good at, some fast food joint. or maybe just like a small restaurant.
He's like, yeah, no. I like to imagine him working at like a cookout or something, which might even be too regional of a reference, but
it is. I don't know what that is.
Well, cookout is very good food. It's probably like a southeast thing. I mean, like I live in Northern Virginia where I live. I'm at like the northern border of where cookouts are. They're only really south of here.
What are they?
You can get a cheerwine float at a cookout.
Oh,
it is
wow,
damn
that's
good.
nice. I'm looking this place
They have
up.
like 40 flavors of milkshakes. Does terrible things to my digestive tract afterwards, but some things are worth it. MSO7B Goofy asks, given the ending of the show, what do you think everybody does in the next 5 to 10 years? How do you think they'll have grown and changed for Try? They won't have grown and changed, or they'll have grown up. They won't have changed. I can't imagine them not being exactly the kind of character they were when the show ended.
Mao is still having relationship trouble.
I think Mao is like married to Misaki, but he's like a wife guy about it, and he's still doing the Misaki-chan thing, but like she's just his wife this time. Like Sei's probably the most different. He's still enthusiastic for gunplay battles, but he can still be like kind of like, the calm, cool mentor to the main character. But like everyone else, like, Fellini's still gonna be Fellini. Like everyone, I know how these shows work. They don't change that much between the sequels.
Yeah.
Rambo Rawl still looks exactly the same, even though he's 45.
He's still 35 years old.
He's still 30, exactly. He's still 35. Let's see. Ziggy asks, is the RX-78 Gundam actually a descendant of Truck-kun and making sure to continue the family tradition?
I mean, nobody got hit with it, did they? Is that in another anime?
That we know? Hey, we don't know how they got to this Gundam world. It's like when you look and map out the kind of the kind of like mobile suit development history and like what mobile suit originated from what, you'll find out that every Gundam that like all these characters like died in or were killed by or whatever was developed from Truck-kun, and that's why it's an isekai.
Right. Okay. I'll buy that.
We use this particularly lethal truck to kind of advance technology to the point where we can build mobile suits out of it.
Yeah, it is a very powerful truck. Does.
Very powerful truck, yeah. A long lineage of destroying anime characters. Robin, who moves 3 times faster, asks us, thoughts on a Gunpla fighter who sticks it to the man with a Gunpla made of plastic shards and electric tape?
I mean, stuff like glue was used, so...
Oh my god, you're right. I was going to say that's probably illegal, but like, I think as long as there's a Gunpla supply, you're good. It'd be very expensive, but you buy a bunch of God Hand sprue cutters. You snap off the very, very sharp blades and glue them to your Gunpla. That's a Gunpla supply, but you're just like tearing through plastic like it's butter. And there's an evil idea for anyone's Build Fighters OC antagonist. I don't want to jinx myself, but like, my God Hands are still holding up pretty well. You gotta be very careful with it, but a good pair will treat you right.
I still can't believe Gundam Breaker Mobile has one of the currencies be just a bunch of nippers you go through to upgrade parts.
That is so funny. I love that. I mean, yeah, it definitely seems like a game, for Gundam fans. Let's see. Ziggy asks, what happens when the Plavsky particles interact with the runner statue at the Gunpla factory? Well, fucking apparently nothing.
Disappointed.
Yeah, the disappointment is what happens.
Maybe they all fall. Maybe it like floats around. I don't know.
Yeah, it just kind of like glows a little bit more. Its eyes light up, and its like arm swings back and forth. But that's kind of it.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the runners just floating a few feet off the ground in the general shape of the runner statue.
Yeah. Just kind of wiggle a little bit. Colin, host of the show, Patch Dish, asks, what sport or game would you like to see people here do? What sport or game would you like to see people have to do in plastic robots at the next Gunpla World Tournament? Oh.
I mean, it's gotta be basketball.
It's gotta be basketball. I mean, like, they do basketball in Wing. They kind of do basketball at the end of Char's counterattack, if you count the Sazabi escape pod.
Slam dunk.
Dunk him right into that big stinky rock. Curling?
Oh,
they do curling, but it's like a flattened haro. They have to kind of shuffle across the ice.
Oh god, they have to do something with the haro, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's either a Haro or a ball. No, you know what? It's Gundam Billiards. The mock head is the cue ball, and Haros are the solids, and the balls are the stripes. That's how we can kind of incorporate all these delightful round friends.
And then you pull off pool tricks with them.
Yeah.
Like somehow completely making the cue ball go 180 degrees.
Whoa. You'd have beam billiards. It'd be nonsense like that. Gundad Build Fighters asks, where the heck was Amuro Ray? Or did I blink and miss him?
He was I believe in that scene with the RX-78 statue being unveiled in that.
Yeah, he was just there. I think it was like Londo Bell Amuro Ray.
Yep.
Which is why I didn't notice him either, because I'm like used to, 1978 Amuro Ray.
He is looking for his husband.
Yeah. Who's like in a different town, because he was that's where Say's dad was. Hornmeister asks, in an alternate universe, what were toys channeling realistic combat were not Gunpla but Warhammer 40k miniatures? Which faction would each of the core cast members for this show play instead?
Main characters are Space Marines.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know that much about Warhammer. I know, like, Necron is one of them.
Yeah, Say and Reiji are Space Marines. Mao is Orcs. What's his fucking name? Let's see. Niels Nielsen and why am I forgetting her name? Isla both play Eldar.
Okay.
I think. Rambaral, of course, Imperial Guard.
Who does Fellini play?
Fellini, I think he's also Imperial Guard, but he doesn't have like the standard like Cadian set. I think he has like something custom themed to be more Italian.
Oh, that's always fun. Italian Warhammer.
Yeah. There is I know in Warhammer Fantasy there's a country called Estalia. I'm trying. Are there? Let's see. There are chaos factions, right? Yes, there are. Let me think. So, yeah, let's see. Chaos factions. Who would be chaos? I think. Suzumu, Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, I think. Fucking. Who would? I'm just trying. Oh,
maybe Kawaguchi. Kawaguchi's like a Chaos Marine when he's like under the control of embody, but then when he breaks out of it, he's a regular Space Marine.
I think, Kawaguchi, I think, has like a corn army. Actually, I think I'm gonna change one slightly. I think Nils is playing a Tzeentch faction.
Okay.
Let me think.
A lot of Warhammer out there.
Yeah. The real question is who is the one that's playing Tau, the one that has actual mechs. A lot of them have mechs, actually, now that I think about them.
Yeah, but I think that's like Tau's whole thing, though, right?
Tau's Battletech. Can't think.
That's what Say's dad uses.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he plays the Tau army.
Yeah. And that's our Gundam 40k crossover world.
Yeah.
It's been a decade since I last played Warhammer, and I know even less about the lore, so...
I've never played Warhammer.
You're just in the know. You play the games, though.
I played a couple of the games, but not much.
In fact, I never played 40k, except, I think Vermintide is technically 40k?
Vermintide is fantasy.
Vermintide...
But Darktide, which came out
40K.
recently, is 40k, and I've been playing that.
Vermintide was fun.
Oh, you know what? I'm just trying to think. Ooh, I'm just thinking of like faction stuff. I think. No, I can't think of anything. I think.
All right.
I can't think of anyone who'd play Sisters of Battle right now. No, Fellini plays Sisters of Battle. What am I thinking?
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Fellini. A couple more questions. Riel asks, what if they did the opposite and it was big robots playing with figurines of the pilots that had to punch each other? You know? That'd be a little strange. I know that they have the SD Gundam shows where the Gundams are like actual characters.
Yeah.
Like they are themselves.
Isn't this just the ending to Metal Gear Solid 4? Last fight?
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
You know? You know? Much to think about here.
Rex and Ray are sentient, and they're like, I set out my old man to fight yours.
Damn it, Kojima, you've done it again. Sabrina Farden asks, Rinko Iori walks into the room and funky 70 music starts playing in the background. What do you do?
Zaku kicked Chinan out of the room because I know he's the one doing that.
Yeah, honestly. I asked where Takeshi is. Last question from host of the show for Wing Phoenix, Denkru Shinada Verka. What would the cast order at a boba shop? I haven't been to a boba shop in a hot minute, even though I live, like, down the road from one. I know that they have a Minions flavor, and I know they have a Kirby flavor. I'm quickly exhausting the knowledge of what Kung Fu Tea sells.
I don't know enough about boba flavors.
The tragic thing is that I moved to a place that probably is close to boba tea, but the move was when COVID was starting.
No, yeah, you don't want...
So we didn't
the only thing I want is boba, not COVID in my drink.
Yeah, we kind of had to isolate for a while, and yeah.
Oh. I like to think that, I mean, going off of just knowing that there's a Kirby drink and a Minions drink, I think Rambo Roller is the Kirby drink. And it's gotta be Mao ordering the Minions drink.
Yeah, he is kind of a human minion.
I feel like Mao is most likely out of the cast to respect funny little guys.
He is.
That's what his high school yearbook said.
Yeah, he's just a funny little guy.
He's pretty funny little guy, that Mao. And that is the end of our mailbag, which means we are just about at the end of this show. Before we start wrapping up, though, let's do one for both of y'all since this is the last episode. Dan and Phoenix, what are your robots of the week? Or Phoenix, sorry, Dan and Yuria. I was reading the other host's name.
Haha, I snuck into the next show instead.
Welcome to G-Witch.
My robot of the week? Oh, I should have thought about this one. Ooh, let me think real hard on the robots.
Well, I'll say mine while you're thinking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I might as well say my favorite mobile suit, the original gun cannon.
There we go. It's the classics. I like the gun cannon's funny little baseball cap that it wears. I like the nice red color scheme. It's classic. It's you can't have Gundam without gun cannon.
It's also kind of how I play like those kinds of video games where you have ranged options. Like it's a kind of a support middle range.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I figured out my robot of the week. It's Sniper Joe from Mega Man.
He's a Zaku!
He's kind of a Zaku with it.
It really is.
Sniper Joe's great. I always hated fighting him, though, because I could never get the timing right as a kid.
Cool design, pain in the ass to fight.
Yeah. I mean, the wiki, I'm looking at the Mega Man wiki, they've got a trivia. The design might be referenced to Zaku from Mobile Suit Gundam, which also has green armor, a single red mono eye, and a shield. I mean, a shield is not a Zaku make, but I get what they're going for there.
It's a shoulder shield it has, but...
Yeah. I've seen a Gundam use a shield. They're all the same. Well...
There is a Mazinger Z in Mega Man as well. There's a machine... Or there's a giant net. I think 4.
That's in a couple of them. Because I know it's like a boss in like the ZX games, too. Or like in the background of one.
Oh, I found it. I will link it into the...
Yes.
The Tanger Z.
Oh, wow. Holy moly. That really is Mazinger Z, huh?
Yep. It's... And I think
that's so cool.
Classic Getter 3 style, a little too, with the tank treads.
A little bit. I like that. That's so cute. Aw, I like early Mega Man enemy designs.
Mega Man 6. I actually like Mega Man 6 a lot more than most people seem to.
I do too. I think, again, it was one of those ones where, like, I played it before I played most other Mega Man games.
Yeah. It's just got everything down. The charge attack feels perfect.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, it was the last NES game, so, like, they really kind of, like, had mastered everything by that point.
Yeah.
It's tight. Well, we're getting to the close now. But before we close out, we gotta do plugs. Yuria, where can we find you on the internet?
I am on Twitter at YoGalYuria. I am on co-host at Yuria. And I haven't made much progress yet on the writing stuff because As I mentioned before, I restarted back on HRT, so that's kind of been trying to adjust to that, and just some other art stuff doing so.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully I get back to that, because cool robots.
It's always fun making art.
Gotta make
Yeah, exactly. And how about you, Dan?
I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. You can find all those places at biggerchallenge.card.co. That includes such podcasts as Pot of Greed. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We're on Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. Did you already go, Max? Or
No.
okay. We've just started on 5Ds. It's real good. Hoping to talk about it more in the future. You can listen to the Sonic Shuffle, a Sonic lore podcast. I do with my friends Morgan Devon. I've kind of been putting off editing episodes, and it's kind of building up a backlog. So I think we're gonna be recording one more episode, and then I'm gonna take a break from recording to focus on editing. Let's see, an episode that went up recently though, episode 102. I believe we talked about some episodes of Sad AM.
Nice.
You can listen to... No, wait, that's it. Well, I will say, I am planning on, now that I'm done with Wow Cool Robot, I am planning on starting a new podcast, limited run podcast on the Mouse Guard graphic novels. It'll probably be about 8 or 9 episodes long, maybe.
Ooh, prestige.
Yeah, I figure that there's like 3 main volumes, 3 Tales volumes, and between Baldwin and the various short comics David Peterson's worked on since the main volumes, that should put together to about 8 or 9 episodes. Let's see, you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at Bigger Challenge, co-host Big Challenges. You can find my art Tumblr, you can find my gimmick account at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. And you can find my Fur Affinity, Big Challenges. That's it for me.
Right on.
Speaking of Mouse Guard,
Mhm.
they still David Peterson still has not released Weasel War yet, so Mouse Guard 6 Feet Under is still canon. Oh,
Hell yeah. And I'm Max. I'm on Twitter at MaxyBajillion. As Dan mentioned, I'm part of Pod Agreed. Listen to our fun Yu-Gi-Oh show. You can also find me on Slappers Only, which is at Slappers Only Pod on Twitter, which is a video game music showdown podcast. Final Fantasy 14 episode incoming soon. This podcast is on Twitter at WowCoolPodcast. There's Discord links in the episode notes and Twitter header. Hang out with us, post that tier list. Let us know what your takes are on what the best Gunpla for this show are. This show and many more are hosted on Noisepace.xyz, a podcast incubator network. Thank you, Matt GameCube. And finally, we're at the end of the road. Dan and Iria, it has been a very fun time. It has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Very fun show to talk about. I've really, really liked Build Fighters. It's very fun getting to talk about it with y'all.
Yeah, I'm glad to have done it. I look forward to your future journeys into the world of Gundam.
especially since you're covering the Universal Century OVA sounds like.
That is right. Next
Hell
episode will be on the first, I guess, 2 episodes of Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket with Jordan and Giga, if you know who they are.
I'm real excited about that. Like, both of them have some great takes about Gundam.
Jordan's very new to Gundam.
Yeah.
He didn't really get into it until like the last year or so. So it'll be good. And I think Giga's seen pretty much everything now. Looking forward to it. So I'll return for then. And Dan and Neri will be returned to the eternal new type soup, as is tradition with the show. So one final time, what do we always say?
Buy our toys.
Wow, cool robots.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Farewell.